All right, part 3. One day I needed 7's asthma medicine, and they had picked it up and they had taken it to their house, and I noticed it didn't come back with his stuff. So I asked Bob if I could get the medicine, and he told me that I could have it whenever. He just, I could go on Sunday, and he would, whatever. And I was like, I'll just go when I feel like it. Like, honestly, like, I know where y'all live. Like, I'm gonna not be, trash about it. I just need the medicine. Like, COVID was just starting, and had he needed his inhaler, like, what would I have done? And his answer was, go to the emergency room, and they'll give you some. So, okay. See what we're dealing with here? So I go to her home, because it is her home. She's paid for everything there. She pays the rent. She pays everything, like, right now. Like, it's been doing that for a while. She spent her entire, like, 401k money that she got from her ex and everything on this new life, this man, who we'll get to that in a minute. So I could feel when it went to like 7 to 7. Okay, so that happened with the medicine. So I knock on the door, no answer, but I can hear her shuffling around, and I'm like, great. Now I have to be the one calling the cops and on petty crap, but I need this medicine. So I call the police, and I'm like, hey, I need an escort to be able to get my son's medicine, which for whatever reason. So they escort me over there, knock on the door again, and I'm like, I said, Trixie, I'm just here to get Ames's medicine. Can you please get it for me, please? Please, please. Whatever. So she opens the door finally, and she says she doesn't have it. So I say, could you look again? So she goes, and she comes back, and she's like, this is half of it. Bob said he's going to keep the other half. Now, why? Because he paid for it. $60, y'all. $60. I pay every month for every other medication for the kids, like for therapy, for guitar lessons, for all the other things. And like, I've only gotten child support for like 5 months. Okay, let's keep that in mind too. I'm not getting any child support. Anyway, so she gives me half the medicine, and the whole time she has him on FaceTime, and he's screaming and he's being belligerent. He's like, how many, because 3 police like officers showed up because there was nothing going on at the time because of COVID. So 3 cars show up, and he's like, she did that on purpose because she's a drama queen, and blah, blah, blah. I have the rest of his medicine here with me in Texas. Like, as if like my child's not going to be like medicine, you know what I mean? Why would you have my child's medicine in Texas where he worked when like my child never goes there ever? Why would you have the medicine there? Like, that's completely ludicrous. So the officer tells him, like, even if you can't have his medicine with you without the child with you, but whatever, what are we gonna do about it right now? Like, let's just get what we can. So she gives me the half of the medicine. Fine, I leave. Well, then I get a message on Messenger from a mutual friend of ours from the Christian school saying that Trixie wants me to contact her. And I'm like, no way am I falling for this trap. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. And my friend is like, look, I grew up kind of like this. Like, my parents still won't be in the same like area as each other, and I'm in my 30s, and like blah, 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 blah. Think about it. And I was like, okay. So I said I can think about it, and I'm like, you know what, Dawn, like, the boys, I could see when the boys would have to go visit with them, the struggle that they wanted to like her, because for the longest she was really good to them. I mean, I do have to say that she was really good to them, despite her shortcomings. She was very good to my kids. And so I could see the struggle in their faces of like being like, we love you, and we know that you're hurt, and we don't want to hurt you by loving her. And it tore me up. So I was like, all right, this is gonna be the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, but I'm gonna go sit in the house that they now share together and look at pictures of my kids on the wall and see their bedrooms where they now stay during this affair. But I'm gonna go talk to her. So I went and I sat on the sofa with her and we kind of laid it all out. I mean, everything. That's when I found out about the pregnancy, and I found out about, and you know, maybe it is not my business to share that, but I feel like it's a huge part of this story, because anyone that thinks that I'm just being spiteful and mean and whatever on Facebook, imagine being in my shoes. And I know there are people who've had it worse. Oh my gosh, probably just millions times worse. But this is what I've dealt with. So we sat down, we talked, and it was like we became friends again. He wouldn't talk to me. Bob wouldn't talk to me. So, because he's mature like that. Because I sat down and talked to her. We sat down and talked. So that made him so angry that he had no control over that. Control is his like middle name. He had no control of that. So he was just livid. And after that, he just went into like F you mode about me. And so he would not communicate with me, even about our kids. So if I would talk to her though, she could like talk him down off of craziness. So it became to where she and I would talk through Snapchat. Only through Snapchat, because he hard blocked us all through like T-Mobile and like it's ridiculous. So she and I would talk through Snapchat. Like I said, becoming friends basically again. But you know your girl. I'm smart. A snake will always be a snake. So I've had my eyes open so that if I had to step on her head, metaphorically, I would. So, and that was not a reference to violence, okay? That's just me saying, when you have a snake and it's about to strike, you step on its head, okay? Anyway, so, snake. Anyway, super insecure with him. Anytime I would say, my husband, because he is, she would get real snippy. And I'd be like, I'm sorry, my ex, whatever, Bob, whoever, whatever. I absolutely have no emotional ties to him whatsoever anymore. Like 0%. She has nothing to worry about, which is the crazy thing. Nobody wants either one of them. Anyway, but if she's not touching him, she thinks like he's cheating on her, because in most cases, how you get him is how you lose him. Sorry if that offends anybody, but it's true. So, there are a few exceptions. You know who you are. Anyway, so, I mean, they would get in knockdown, drag out fights. He treats her exactly like he treated me. I mean, like, exactly. So, I mean, like, she would come to me because she can't confide in anyone else, because she's completely humiliated that she made this man out to be this just Prince Charming, and he was going to change for her. She would tell me that. Don't you believe that a person can change for, if they want to, for someone else? And I'm like, absolutely not. I spent 23 years with him. Like, no. He didn't even change for the other women he cheated on me with. Like, you're not going to be special. But whatever. Go on thinking that. Like, try to save the world. Go ahead. So, she soon found out that the list of things basically that he has always said about me, like that I slept all day, and then I did this, and I was not a good wife, I wasn't a good housekeeper, like he does those things like with them living together. He does these Facebook lives, like he needs attention. And so, and he's always told me that, like he's always told me that he kept me because I kept him comfortable, and I kept our lifestyle the way that it needed to go. Like, I kept the money flowing if there wasn't money, you know, like I found a way. And he always had a woman on the side that didn't know the true him, that thought he was a rock star. And so that's always been the case, apparently. And she even confirmed for me that he told her he cheated on me with at least 40 women. Anyway, he's going to say that I cheated on him, but there's absolutely no factual basis. Like, that's ridiculous. I wish I had at this point, but anyway. Yeah, like little things kept kind of popping up, like she would get snippier and snippier. Just little things. And I'd say, hey, like, I don't know if you realize this, but you're being a little snippy with me. I'd appreciate if you tone that down. Like, I don't want him, like, whatever. She has passwords to everything he has. Like, she checks everything. I mean, and it got to where, like, he wisened up just like he did with me, where he would just delete everything. There's nothing to check. Like, when you check, there's nothing to check because he deletes everything. So, anyway, things came to a head, like, probably 2 weeks ago. And she was moving out. She was asking on Facebook for boxes or whatever she was going to do. She was going to kick him out, something, I don't know. He does not care much for her 7-year-old child, and that's a big wedge. So that happens. Well, I mean, when you're insecure and when you've also told everyone in town that you've met the most amazing man of your life, and you've left Jim, who was amazing to you, and your family thinks you're crazy, and all of these things, what are you going to do? You're humiliated. I wouldn't care. But she's humiliated. And so she stays with him. I mean, she's told me. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm embarrassed. Okay, well then stay unhappy. I really don't know what to say to that. So, they made nice. Happy family. Last week or so. I don't know. Who knows? So she had told me, leave me out of anything involving you and Bob. I don't want to know anything about, like, I'm not going to be the middleman anymore. Like, if you need to contact him, contact him. I'm like, okay, cool. So I would email him if I had an issue, like, whatever. So first thing I get is a message from her. Well, he had a lot of stuff still at my house. And so technically still our house, but whatever. He doesn't live there. So I put it in garbage bags out in the garage. And they finally came and got them all. And I get a message from her that says, oh, by the way, the 20th anniversary, her words, the fucking 20th anniversary card was unnecessary and I threw that shit out. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm guessing she went through some boxes and found a card. And I'm like, we were together 23 years. You're probably going to find a whole lot of cards. Wipe your butt with them and flush them down the toilet. I don't care what you do with them. I found a box of them in the storage unit and I threw them away. They mean nothing. Because words mean nothing. And none of that ever meant anything with that man. So, throw them away. I mean, it was not on purpose. So, okay, that's the first thing. Then, what was the second thing that got her going? I don't know, but we're at 15 minutes, so I'm gonna pause it, remember, and then come back.